Hello and welcome in the Heretic Legion's Trench Ghost video. And the Trench Ghost is a very weird branch. They have the Heretic Priest as the Warband leader. They can have a Barbed Wire Banshee, Death Commando as elite, Heretic Trooper Wretched Anointed Infantry, and nothing else. So no other unit and no mercenaries. As for rules, there is not that many for the Trench Ghosts, but that was make them very unique in a way. And the first one is the Barbed Wire Banshee, and this one converts your Chorister into the Barbed Banshee. And the change is that it losing the ability and gets a new one, which is giving like an injury dice bubble for the enemy units that's suffering damage. So in that meaning, it works a little bit different, but the same melee unit. The enemies of all is saying that you cannot have mercenaries, so that's why your unit selection possibility is way worse compared to the general Heretic Legion. The Lost Souls rule is prohibiting you to have any unit with artificial keyword, and that means the Werewolf and the Artillery Witch. And other than that, your units cannot have Hellbound Soul Contract and Infernal Brand, but also your Anointed is coming without the Infernal Brand, but the same cost. The semi-corporeal rule is adding -1 dice for the injury roll against the Trench Ghost unit, so it's harder to kill you. The slow and creeping rule is technically halving your dash movement value, so your movement is the normal, but if you dash it's only 3 inch for infantries. And also, if an enemy unit is retreating from melee combat, you have -1 dice for the attack, and I think it's quite representing the fact that you are like slow. So I think it's a quite good interpretation of that. And the Undead Horror rule is giving your Warband fear, negate difficult terrain and negate gas keyword. And again, if you think about it that you are ghosts and stuff like that, I think it's quite good. As for unique items, let's say, there is the tank Palanquin, which is only used by the Heretic Priest. So it's kind of an armor, but also can be considered as kind of a tank, kinda. But the point is, it's a very funny one, and there is some photo or good model for that already to imagine that. But as a rule, it's giving the strong keyword and the -3 modifier. And as the bulky rule, the base size is 50mm for the Heretic Priest, and the charge bonus is only D3 inch instead of the usual D6. The Death from on High rule is technically giving you the rule or the bonus for shooting that your unit always counts as being 3 inch higher than your opponent you're shooting at, if you are shooting the enemy which is on the same elevation level as you. And the Stand Fast rule is simply saying that every down result is counted as minor hit instead, so you cannot down the tank Palanquin. The Sarcophagus mine is technically a moving mine, and you can only put it on Heretic Trooper and maximum 2. And as the rule says, the walking bomb, you cannot put anything else on the unit, and simply you just walk forward with the unit. And if anyone is within, or any enemy unit is within 3 inch, you can trigger the explosion and detonate the unit. Of course, this unit is counts as out of action, but possibly is injuring or killing the enemy, as it's exploding with shrapnel keyword and +1 injury dice for the injury roll, but damaging friendly and enemy units as well within the blast radius. And as the only, let's say, unique unit for the Trench Ghosts, the Barbed Wire Banshee profile looks something like this. So for the abilities, there is this +1 dice for the injury rolls within 8 inch aura, kind of, and that's it. Campaign-wise, probably this is the most one-sided Warband due to the lack of unit selection. And actually you have only 3 possibilities for promotion, and one of them is completely out of question because it's simply not for that. This is the Wretched. So I would say the main candidate for you during the campaign for promotion is the Anointed, and the secondary is the Heretic Trooper. And technically that's it. So I'm not sure you can do anything else here. So this is really very one-sided, or not really a question what to do here. As a warband, I think they are very thematic in being slow and not just in movement due to the dash value reduction, but also in the melee accuracy for retreat. But also it's harder to kill you, you negate specific keywords even for movement. So thematic wise, I think it's very well made, and also you have the Banshee and mostly the other units that are not artificial but can be like, you know, the living dead technically. So in that meaning, I think it's a very nice warband. I haven't played against them, so I can't really tell exactly how it feels to play against them, neither to play with them. So here I would rely on people's feedback how it is to play them actually, but it's not the nicest to play them due to the lack of variety in unit. So I can imagine that it's very taxing to play because you can only spam 3 type of units other than the elite choices, and this can make them, I believe, a little bit boring after some game, but hopefully they can get some boost later on to have a more spread, let's say, in unit choices or unit selection. But other than that, I think the thematic is spot on, because I think the rules making it very clear that who they are and why. So yeah, they are definitely the ghosts of the trench, and they deserve this fate for not being, you know, faithful or hell aligned that much. I mean, based on lore, they are stuck here because, you know, they are not believing in God, so they cannot go to heaven, but definitely cannot go to hell either. So, well, this is their fate. Thanks for watching, and really, if you played them or played against them, please drop the feedback, because here I'm lacking the most actual hands-on information regarding them, so I would like to read how it's for people to playing them. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.